Hello my dears. So yeah, I've been had a little bit of a break again. So this video is going to be about three things. So first of all, we need to have a little chat about a little Warkle here. As you know, she's got a little bit of a cough at the moment. Oh, you want to know me, you know, she's getting really quite frail and obviously completely blind now. Doesn't hear very well. So, you know, first part here is obviously about animal welfare, you know, and as much as we want to keep them with us for as long as possible, we have to ensure that their quality of life is first and foremost. So we know that now that her legs are starting to fail her, so she's getting quite frail, and the next step from that would be incontinence. So at the moment we are maintaining a close eye on her, and know that at some point we will need to make that horrible but necessary decision. You know, I'm going to let her go for a walk now, because this is a midday. She likes to have a little walk during the day, so she still bumbles about. She still eats just fine, you know, still enjoys a little cuddle and a kiss. But yeah, she's at the point now, well, she's physically very frail, so yeah, having to think about that right now. But she's not too keen on being held or fussed, so we're going to let her go and go and do her little Warkle thing. And yeah, so it's one of the things you really got to take into account when you do have or choose to spend your life with animals, is that most of them do live shorter lives than us. Now, we have on occasion brought our dogs with us to the events that we do. And because we know how frail little Warkle is getting, excuse me, we have other dogs here now having to nose around. We know how frail Warkle is getting, so we're going to bring her to one last show, which is this weekend at the Juelou, that's Juelou events, at their Bolsover event, which is at Hillstown Village Hall, I believe. You can go on their website on Facebook, and I'll pop that up in the comments. I'll try and get a link to their event on Facebook, so if any of you wanted to pop along, we'll be bringing little Warkle on Sunday, you know, to say your goodbyes, those of you who have known her for quite a while, because we won't be bringing her to events again. So yeah, that's the first part there, to talk about animal welfare, and certainly the responsibility really that we have, and the duty that we have to them to do the right thing. You know, we still think she's probably got about a year or so left in her, but we have to measure that and keep a close eye on it. You know, in my experience, dogs have a way of kind of letting you know when they've had enough, you know, and we have that privilege of doing that with our beloved furry pets, which obviously we can't do for our human loved ones yet. Anywho, so to carry on, have also talk a little bit about mental health and where I am, because obviously I haven't been doing these videos very much. I'm doing one today because I was challenged to do it by my therapist. So I'm finally getting some therapy, especially in terms of processing through those parts of grief, and getting myself back to right after the traumatic lives I'd led, especially the last few years, you know. Now, because we had to go through the NHS, and it is absolutely not fit for purpose, absolutely not fit for purpose. I've had to wait nearly a year to get access to one-on-one therapy. In the meantime, you know, luckily I had a sort of group EMDR introduction, so had some resources to work with in that time. And so I'm at a place now where I feel that this round of therapy will be at its most effective, because I'm not in a place of feeling crisis, so I'm not likely to sabotage it. And you know, so that would be of benefit. Whereas when I've had therapy in the past, it's been at a point where my mind is in crisis, so it hasn't really settled in very well, you know. So one of the goals we've been working on is building back up my interaction with the world, you know. My husband and I, we live quite a nice little bubble. We have a nice little routine that's sort of focused on ourselves, doing what we enjoy doing day to day, and then having that separation with what I do professionally, you know. But then I find myself answering emails at 8 o'clock at night, and don't have enough of a separation there. And then also during the day I get so involved in enjoying creating things, watching telly, that I'm not doing anything promotionally with sort of furthering the business side of things, you know. So yes, going to be trying to do that a little bit more, you know. So as I said, this weekend at Bolsover, it's one of the smaller events that we do, which are less intimidating, I think, for members of the public, certainly compared to the very big MBS events we do. And it will be our last MBS of the year. For those of you who don't know what MBS is, it's basically like a market, an indoor market focused on spiritual stuff. So people who sell tarot cards, like myself, psychics, etc. And, you know, every year now we're doing an assessment of the business, see where we're going in the following year. And we're certainly looking to stock more Norse-themed items on our retail side and continue going down the kind of weird route that we are. So the sort of tarot cards we get in sort of align with that. I like to get really nice vintage cards, but also getting cheap decks with weird themes, like we had one that was on Garbage Pail Kids, which was really cool. I love that. Certainly looking at expanding that area of things. So, you know, for those who are a bit weird and a bit misfit weirdos like us, you know, come along and see us. Also going to look at stocking more clothing and accessories, so you can tell the world how weird you are, just like us, you know. Because I get so many compliments on the stuff that I wear and the stuff that I make, you know. I thought, oh, put it out there then, you know, for people to purchase. So, you know, if you've got it's going on for the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Though, as I said, we're just bringing a little Warkle on the Sunday, and I'll also be doing my palm reading talk on the Sunday. I think I'm on the Sunday. I'll double check, and I will put in the comments if I indeed am not, and I'm actually doing it on Saturday, but I'll let you know. So looking forward to that. It's a brand new workshop that I only first did at the Mansfield Autumn Show. And yeah, so I'm unveiling it at this one. And the only places that I'm doing talks at now were basically all but white light events, as you know, we've made the decision to start cutting back on the time we spend there. A business decision, you know, it's nothing personal, it's just we're not making or attracting as good a profit at those events, so I need to spend more time at the stands than in a workshop room, you know. So yeah, last one of the year. But of course I still have plenty of diary dates because people haven't yet started booking Christmas parties. I've only got a couple in the diary. If you've got a Christmas party coming up or an event and you want a slightly different kind of entertainment, get in touch with moi. I charge very reasonable prices, a set travel fee depending on where you are, starting at £0 and ending at £200, and that's the highest there, and £60 an hour, or we can have a discussion and come together with a set fee. So you know, get in touch. And in the meanwhile, I hope you're all keeping mentally well. I hope you're talking and not keeping it in. I hope you're all keeping physically well and giving yourself a boost of vitamin C for the coming winter. So keep safe, keep warm, and always keep mindful, especially of your beloved furry babies. So yeah, I will certainly be coming back either later this week or next week and make this a bit more of a steady thing, because I promised my therapist I would. Anyway, lovely to speak to you all again. See you soon. Lots of love.